Yeah.
You need. That's why Real Madrid are signing Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Opportunities to play, which I'm happy about.
Yeah. Players and his squad is going to be playing the friendlies against Mozambique and Bulls.
At Loftus.
Bulls.
Stormers Munster.
You need facts, figures, scores, and scoops, and the truth.
No Romy this morning. She's off partying in Cape Town. But I do have Aaron. Aaron. How do we say your name?
Aaron.
Aaron. You got a double A. Yeah, my last show, and a pleasure to share it with you. What's in the headlines today?
So we have to talk about SuperSport United. I think for me, that's the main thing that really stands out. Romy mentioned it yesterday. Of course, there was that game at the Lucas Masterpieces Moripe Stadium that unfortunately didn't come to a conclusion because of the power outage. And guess what? SuperSport United are still in the Betway Premiership. And to me, it was one of those things because we work quite closely with Andre Arendse, and he spoke about it after the game, and he said it was the longest 45 minutes of his life. So I'm happy for Andre, but also there's that rumor going around SuperSport United might be sold. Bloom Celtic maybe coming back into the Betway Premiership. So I'm happy to see how that situation unfolds. I mean, our technical producer, Mdu, he was throwing around some speculations yesterday saying that maybe, you know, there's a ploy here that they want to keep SuperSport in the Betway Premiership so that Celtics actually plays first team football, if you know what I mean.
Surely they can. I mean, what's happening with the Royal AM franchise fee, franchise ownership? Surely that's up for grabs, or is that just gone? Is that disappeared?
I think from what I know, it's completely gone. So
really?
They're expelled, so it means that the club history is gone. The last few years that they've had in the league, that's gone.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're going to see a status being quote-unquote bought.
That's okay. That's weird. Also, I mean, I've spoken about this many times. I think the franchise system is flawed. It's open for corruption. And if you lose, then you just buy your way back in.
100%.
100%. Also, Liverpool. I mean...
Oh, yes.
I am very happy for SuperSport United. Liverpool obviously had a big thing, and they've actually named the person who drove into all the fans. Yeah. And, 53-year-old, former Marine, IT expert, family man, and was apparently on drugs. Allegedly. I've got to use allegedly, so it's a journalist thing. But it's a great shame, great disgrace. Champions League final this weekend. Got that coming up. And we've got Sundowns playing a team. The Pyramids is one of the worst names. I mean, can you imagine calling yourself the Sphinx? You know,
the Pyramids of Egypt, at least.
Pyramids of Egypt. I mean, it'd be like calling yourself as the Ponte Towers of Johannesburg.
Or the Soweto Towers.
Actually, I like the Soweto Towers.
You like that?
Yeah, actually, that's not bad.
Maybe that should be the third team from Soweto.
Let's change Pirate's name to Soweto Towers.
Mdu's not going to like that.
No. Sea robbers. He's just mumbling in the background.
100%.
Guests on the show today, who are they?
In terms of the guest on the show today, we've got Jermaine Egasa. He's a man from Uganda, and he'll be helping us dissect that big game that will be played in Cairo. Mm-hmm. And then we also have your good friend, Daniel Hirsch. He'll be celebrating the fact that Liverpool are back on their perch.
I'll be quite impressed if he's sober, because I know all Liverpool fans have been drinking heavily since Sunday night.
I'm surprised you're sober.
Well, so am I, vaguely. But yeah, it's been a hell of a week. On Sunday, I was sitting at Pirates, and I mentioned this in the show before, and we were watching the MotoGP.
Yeah.
And this busload of Liverpool fans arrived with a full-scale replica of the Premiership trophy.
I saw the picture.
I know, and so I picked it up. So I thought, no, it's just plastic. It's not. It was full steel. It must have cost them 50 grand to make. But in the 30 minutes they were there, they sang all the songs. You Never Walk Alone, Bobby Firmino's song, Mo Salah, all the songs, and they probably dropped about 10K behind the bar in 30 minutes. I was very impressed. But it was just, and what impressed me more, and I've talked about this, is that it showed the reach of the club, because I think of that Liverpool Supporters Club, only 2 of them were white. It was black-colored Indian. It was, it just touched me in a way. Yeah, read about it on Business Day today.
Yeah, it's so incredible because it talks to the power of sport. I think so often we believe that certain sporting codes or certain teams belong to certain people, and the power of Liverpool as a brand. I mean, it spreads throughout the African continent, and the fact that only 2 people were white. That's a beautiful story to tell. But we have to talk about the URC quarterfinals coming up this weekend. Of course,
that's very white.
Yes, very, very well. I mean, Samtana Kulisi, some would say he's the brand of South African rugby and he's black, you know. We have to talk about that first quarterfinal that lies ahead tonight. It is the Stormers traveling all the way to Scotland to take on the defending champions, the Glasgow Warriors, coached by Franco Smith. Your thoughts on this first quarterfinal?
Yeah, Stormers are going to struggle.
Yeah.
Warriors are good. Franco Smith's a very good coach. He was good at the Cheetahs. A good mate of mine, Rory Steyn, he used to be Mandela's bodyguard, the VIP protection. His son, Carl Steyn, plays for the Warriors. I think he's still on the comeback from an ACL injury to his knee, or was it a stress fracture that he suffered in South Africa? I don't think he's going to be playing tonight. But he spends a lot of time with the Warriors when they come out here. He looks after them essentially for free as their security. And I wouldn't mess with him. But that said, the Warriors are a very good team. They're going to be playing on AstroTurf, which I absolutely detest. I cannot get over
AstroTurf
rugby
situation.
and AstroTurf don't make any sense. I can understand American football because the guys are wearing those long gym shorts, whatever they're called.
Basically tights, to be honest.
But the injuries that happen on AstroTurf are worse than injuries that happen on normal grass. I think it's just the impact of the knee and this, and also guys are talking about infections afterwards. You get a little scratch on AstroTurf, and if you don't clean that wound straight away, it could get infected. So they're playing on AstroTurf. It is what it is. We've won there before.
Yeah.
And John Dobson isn't a stupid coach.
Definitely.
Sasha Feinberg, Nguzulu. It's easy for me to say twice, but he's flying. No Willemse, Damian Willemse. So,
due to that red card.
Yeah. So, if I was a betting man, I put Stormers to win by 3.
Okay. But let me put you on the spot there.
Please don't put me on the spot.
No, I would like to.
It's Friday.
You brought up the name Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu.
Yeah.
The big question is Moni Lebok. He's fit. So who do you start at 10?
Moni Lebok's leaving the Stormers though, so there's that thing.
Yeah, but
you start with Sasha all the time,
and then you put Moni on the bench.
Yeah, without a doubt. 2 things: Sasha can kick, Moni can't. Kicks win games. As what's his name? Nas Bote once said to me, Kevin, 3 points is 3 points. And 3 points win games.
And vital 3 points, especially in the quarterfinals. Quick predictions for the weekend. Bulls are playing Edinburgh, your pick.
Bulls.
At Loftus.
Bulls.
Stormers, Munster.
Stormers.
No way. I think this is the one where we could see an upset. I think Munster have the pedigree to play away from home. They have won this competition before. I think that's the one that might be an opportunity for those that enjoy their sports betting to make a little bit of money.
Well, I'll look at the odds just now. And then the other game is the Sharks and...
the other game is Leinster and Scarlets. Leinster at the top of the log. Scarlets are basically, I think they were 8th.
Yeah.
8th in terms of the log standings. And that one should definitely go to Leinster.
And who are Sharks playing?
The Sharks are playing Munster.
Munster. Okay, what did I say? You said Stormers. I was going, what?
Yes,
okay. No,
Munster.
So I think Sharks will beat Munster. I don't think Munster will have a full strength squad. And also, I think there's a hunger. I said Etzebeth is like today. Ibn Etzebeth is talking about the fact that he said, guys, stop the excuses. Let's just murder them.
Let's get it done.
Let's get stuck in. The Sharks need Ibn to be the Buckies of the weekend. Literally, wake up and you still got bits of Munster players on your studs. So that's the sort of guy you need.
But also the Sharks have struggled for form during this URC season. I mean, at some point they were starting like 12 Springboks, and they still were struggling to actually dominate the game.
So they feel a bit like Real Madrid to me, because
Too
they've
many
just signed
stars. They
too
don't
many
have
stars.
the chemistry.
Yeah, you need the workers.
Yeah.
You need. That's why Real Madrid are signing Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a worker, and they're still trying to sign him. By the way, so.
But isn't that confirmed?
No, he's going.
Because there were pictures floating online with Trent actually wearing the Real Madrid jersey.
The problem
Fake.
is that his contract runs till the end of June.
Okay.
So the World Club Championship is happening. And now Real Madrid are trying to negotiate Liverpool to let him go early in his contract. It'll cost them a couple £1 million. Easy.
Sure.
So the Liverpool won't mess around. They need the money. You know,
You say that so casually, but I suppose if you want to push up your chances of actually winning the Club World Cup, you want Trent on your side.
Well, exactly that. I mean, that's why. I mean, even Sundowns. I mean, is beating Pyramids, as we've written down here, is it a non-negotiable for Sundowns? Are they the Manchester City of the PSL? That the PSL is it's okay, we won that, but the Champions League or the Champions Cup, is their ultimate trophy.
I would say when you look at Sundowns, the Betway Premiership doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, they've won it for like 8 straight seasons. So to them, it's equivalent to the Carabao Cup, Like, it's there, but it doesn't really matter. Let's be honest. Their thinking is continental football.
Yeah.
And after they qualified for the Club World Cup, they see themselves in the league of a Real Madrid, Man City. That's where they envision their mission. So to me, them winning on Sunday in Cairo is most certainly a non-negotiable. And they're desperate. They're desperate to get their second star.
Yeah.
So they have to make it happen. And we have to be open and honest that they missed a massive opportunity at Loftus. Like the fact that that equalizer came in the dying few minutes of the game is those moments where you're like concentration for a full 90 minutes plus extra time. So to me, if things don't go according to plan, the fact that Pyramids scored at Loftus is really going to sting for a very long time because they really had their chances and they let it slip.
Yeah, my Uber driver this morning was cursing it. He used the F word several times. He said, I did that up.
Exactly.
And exactly that. The good news is that obviously Hugo Bruce hasn't included any Sundowns players in his squad that's going to be playing the friendlies against Mozambique and Tanzania. Tanzania.
That's what I say.
Yeah. So that's going to be in the 4th and 6th of June, which is next week.
Yeah.
Those matches are very close together.
Very close, but I suppose they're friendlies and they want to squeeze as many of them in as possible. Gives the fringe players within the Bafana setup opportunities to play, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, I do like that. As we spoke, SuperSport United, still in the Betway Premiership. What does that mean in terms of their saleability, if that's a right thing, or their profitability? Do they sell? Does Bloom Celtic buy the other way? Is there a franchise sort of space spare almost?
Yeah, I think for me, the way that I look at it is, of course, there are so many rumors going around that the club will be sold.
Yeah.
We know what's going on with MultiChoice. So the fact that they remain in the Betway Premiership is a massive thing, which means, of course, you can sell the club for a greater value. I think people in Cape Town with Cape Town City, like the sad thing is Cape Town Spurs was relegated from the 2nd division. Now there's a possibility. I mean, Cape Town City are going to now play the playoffs, but there is a possibility that you could have Cape Town City back in the 2nd division. So that's not a good thing at all, So for me, I'm happy for Andre Aronson. I mean, when I saw the post-match interview, like he was smiling from ear to ear and he was literally breathing a sigh of relief. So well done, Andre. It was a big one for his squad.
We're going to be talking more about Sundowns after the break with Jermaine from Uganda.